Okay, and it's time. So let's get started. So thank you everyone for coming to our ongoing session of the worldwide group Tara practice. So I think many of you know, but even from the start of the pandemic, His Holiness the Dalai Lama has been recommending that the Tara practice be done to help quell the effects of the pandemic. And then more recently, as many of you know, the situation in India has deteriorated quite rapidly. And so actually the head of the Gurukha school, the Ganin Tripa, he has recommended that all the monks for these first 15 days of Saka Dawa, which is the 4th month of the Tibetan calendar, the month where we celebrate the Buddha's enlightenment, birth and passing away into parinirvana. So it's a very sacred month. So for these first 15 days, he recommended that all the monks recite the Tara praises as well as the King of Prayers every day. So then we thought to, spread the love, open it up to everyone around the world, so that we can, all come together to do something very positive, both for ourselves and other sentient beings. So thank you very much all for taking time out of your busy schedules to come and join in this group practice. So at the beginning now, it's very important that we adjust our motivation. And so yes, I just explained, and many of you know how the situation is very dire in many places of the world. So all of us, we do have some level of compassion and wishing that all the suffering that is now afflicting the beings in this world be pacified. But we have to do even more than that and adjust our motivation to be even more broad and all-encompassing, and to think that, well, even if today we can magically wave a wand and all of the disease, all of the sicknesses, all the suffering in this world will go away. Well, as long as sentient beings are still under the power of the afflictive emotions and their karma, then they're going to cycle endlessly, take rebirth again and again within cyclic existence or samsara. And once we have taken rebirth within samsara, in other words, once we have been born with this type of body, with what we call in technical terminology, the sakche nyelengi pumpo, the afflicted, contaminated aggregates, appropriated aggregates, then we're bound to experience one type of suffering or another. So if we really want to be free of the whole cycle of samsaric suffering, then we need to get rid of the root cause of suffering, which is, the ignorance that grasps onto true existence. Because once that is operating, then we are going to continually take on these sakche nyalagi pumpo. We're going to appropriate the aggregates, And in order to get rid of this root of samsara, this ignorance that grasps onto true existence, we have to cultivate its antidote, which is the wisdom that realizes emptiness, the wisdom that realizes the ultimate nature of reality. And in order to do that, then of course we need to, do a lot of study, reflection, and meditation, as well as purify our minds of the more gross negative karmas that actually not only cause the suffering of sickness and poverty and being afflicted in conflict and war zones and so forth, but also actually are obstacles to our attaining realization. But even that's not good enough, because even if we achieve the liberation from samsara for ourselves, well, we're just one person, and the countless other sentient beings out there will still be drowning, as it were, in the ocean of samsara. So rather than just engaging in some path of practice that would lead to us to realize emptiness and for us to achieve mere liberation from samsara, ourselves alone, we set our sights for the higher goal of complete enlightenment, samyak sambuddha, right? Or in Tibetan, dzogbe sangye, yeah. So the complete enlightenment, characterized by the complete eradication of all faults of the mind and the full development of all good qualities. Then and only then will we have the skills, the knowledge, the power to lead sentient beings in the most effective way to liberation and enlightenment themselves. Okay? So this desire to achieve enlightenment so we can be of utmost benefit for sentient beings, that is the very root, the lifeblood of the Mahayana path. That is, in a rough way, that's what we call the mind of bodhicitta, the mind wishing for enlightenment. So, as I've been talking about that, hopefully you've been generating a feeling within your heart about what all that means. And so just try to maintain that motivation now and actually forever. Maintain that motivation forever, that you, everything you do, not only this session, but everything we do is so we can achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings as quickly as possible and liberate them from the oceans of samsaric suffering. Okay, and therefore we are going to do this Tara practice here today. Okay, so I'm sharing the screen. So can you see me as well as the text?
Yes.
Great. Okay. In interest of time, we are going to skip the Lamrim motivation. And actually, if you were kind of paying attention, then the motivation I walked us through actually covered the points of the Lamrim. So we gradually build up our motivation to that of complete enlightenment by reflecting on the sort of evolution of samsara. So now, before we begin, since we are doing this practice for all sentient beings, it's very good to visualize them in the space around us and think that as we're doing the practice, all sentient beings are doing the practice along with us. As we recite the mantras, all sentient beings are also reciting with us. This sets up a very special dependent arising that then in the future, when we achieve enlightenment, then all sentient beings will achieve enlightenment with us. So now we visualize on the crown of my head, I visualize a lotus and moon disk. So I will read it out so you can just concentrate on the meditation. Okay, so on the crown of my head, I visualize a lotus and moon disk. Upon these is the great treasury of compassion, Aryatara, mother of all enlightened beings, who is oneness with my kind Root Guru. My Guru is seated in the full lotus position within a transparent bubble of rainbow-colored light, is pink in complexion, and wears saffron robes and a pandit's hat. His right hand is at his heart in a gesture of teaching the Dharma. Okay. And holds a vajra and the stem of a white lotus that blooms beside his right ear. His left hand rests on his hip. It holds a bell and the stem of another white lotus that blooms beside his left ear. At my Guru's heart is Aryatara in female aspect, green in color, and seated in a dancing posture within a rainbow bubble. Her left leg is bent up and her right leg is outstretched. Her left hand is at her heart in the mudra, symbolizing the triple gem. So that's like this. I actually looked at, anyway, yeah, you know? Okay, so the teaching mudra, you know, is the thumb and the forefinger, okay? The three, the mudra of the three jewels is like this. You see? Yeah, the ring finger touching the thumb like that, okay? Her right hand is extended over her right knee, is in the mudra of granting sublime realizations, okay? So that is, you know, out like this. Actually, I don't know if you can see, but we have a Tara statue in the corner there. Anyway. Or actually, can you see this now? You see Tara? See?
We can see her, but her face is in light, in full light.
No. I'm trying to share a picture of Tara.
No, we see the.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Her right hand is extended over her right knee, is in the mudra of granting sublime realization. She is beautifully adorned with jeweled ornaments and scarves, and at her three places bears the syllable Om, Ah, and Hum. At her heart is a lotus and moon seat, on which stands a radiant green syllable Tam. Rays of green light radiate in all directions from the Tam and invoke all the enlightened beings of the 10 directions. They are all absorbed into Aryatara and become one. So now take a moment and just try to generate and concentrate a bit on that visualization as much as you can. But the very essence and the most important thing, even if you can't visualize all the details, is to have a very clear and firm sense that your guru is at the crown of your head. At his heart is Aryatara. And then from the light rays that radiated out and invited all the enlightened beings, you know, from the 10 directions. And all those enlightened beings have now come and are absorbed into Aryatara at your guru's heart. So actually the greater significance of this is that your guru is actually, you know, the embodiment of all of the enlightened beings. So has exactly the same level of realization, exactly the same, you know, power, compassion, wisdom. But although our guru has the exact same realization of all the Buddhas, then compared to all the Buddhas, then our guru is infinitely more kind. Why? Because although countless Buddhas, you know, have come in the past, are existing now in the present, right? You know, as it says in the King of Prayers, which you recite, you know, on every atom are Buddhas, numberless as atoms, each emits a host of bodhisattvas, and I'm confident the entire sphere of phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way, right? So there's countless Buddhas right now, but due to our own karmic obscurations, we, you know, cannot see them. We cannot be guided by them. But our own guru, by appearing in the ordinary aspect, means an aspect that we can see. So with this appearance as the ordinary aspect, then we can interact with our guru, we can receive teachings, we can offer service. And so in that way, this guru of ours is the one that is actually guiding us and leading us to enlightenment. They're the one that we receive the teachings from. So now remembering the Guru's kindness, remembering his qualities, then make the heartfelt request, please remain above my head until I receive enlightenment. So actually what that means is, please continue, to guide me, to give me teachings, to allow me to offer service to you. And until enlightenment means without separation, always. Please remain there until I receive enlightenment. And then think that the Guru has accepted our request. So then this is also really, really good. Many of us, we can't travel these days. We can't, meet our Guru if he or she is living in another country. But now, when we really feel the sense that our Guru is always here with us, guiding us, then we don't have to, travel to Dharamsala or Nepal or wherever, right? It's okay. All right. So now, continue with the refuge and bodhicitta. So again, recalling the qualities of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and wishing to achieve those qualities within our mental continuum, and therefore dedicating our practice from giving and the other perfections so we can achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. So keeping all that in mind, then we reaffirm our commitment to training in the Buddha's path with this stanza. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, Dharma, and Supreme Assembly. While my merit from giving and the perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and the other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and the other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. So now the 7-limb prayer. Okay. So now at the first limb, the limb of prostration, we will again do the Tara praises. Okay. So now we first invoke all the 21 Taras to come to the space in front of us. Om Podalai Necho Ne Taye Jago Le Chojin Urba Megi Ulage Dusun Zange Chile Ma Joma Koche Sheksu So La Da La Men Che Bengi Shagi Pemo La Tude Pomba Gune Josema Joma Yola Chaselo. By the way, if any of you wish to, you can stand up and do full-length prostrations while we do this. Okay? Your choice. Onje tsuma pama joma la chan selo. Chasa joma yoma pamo chene keche lo dan drama. Chiten sungu shigi shelgi. Kesa jewa lene chuma. Chasa dunge dawa kundu. Kawa gyani shepe shama. Kama tontra tsopa nangi. Ratu chewe yorabama. Chasa semu chene kegi. Peme chane namba gyama, chenpa sundu kadu shiva, sepa senten chuyil nima, chasa deshin shekpe suktor, tae namba gyawa chema, malu paro chenpa tobe, gewe seki shindu tama, chasa tuta rahu yike, dedan chota namka kama, jiten dobo shaki nende, Lupa mepa kupa numa, chasa gyache mela sangpa, longla lanto wanchu chema, chumbo rola disanandang, nyechen sugi dene tema, chasa cheche chadan peki, paru tuko ratu joma, yeke shagi nende, mepa trupa shindu barma, chasa turi jepa chenpo, dugi pawa nampa joma, Chöge shenli chonye denze, chawo pamshe malu sema, chasa koncho suncha chage, sema chöka namba gema, malu choge kolu gembe, rangi yuge soklam chökma, chasa ratu gawe jibe, yuge chanwa pelma, shepa rashi tutaraye, dedan jiden wandu zema, Chasa sashi kyonwe tsoknam, tamche gupa numa nima, chone yowe igi hungi, pompa tamche namba joma, chasa dawe dumbu ege, gempa tamche shindu barma, rebe tepa mele, takpa shindu urazema, chasa kepe tame meda, pare de yana nema, Yeken yukon kone korge, trai pune namba joma, chasa sashi ngela chage, tegi shage, tegi nenge shage doma, chone chenze yigi hungi, rimpa domba nani gyama, chasa dama gama shima, ngayin de chil nima, soya la dembe, tikpa chenpa joma nima, Chasa kune kora gawe, kai lune nampa gyama, yigi chebe ngange kebe, ripa hune joma nima, chasa ture shakni deabe, hunge nabe sabu nima, rira mandara dan bije, jiten suya newa nima, chasa lae suya nabe, rida tane chana nama, tara niju pegi yige, Dutna malu pani selma, chasa lai soknam gelbo, lada mian chi dema, kune gocha kawa jiki, seda milang empa selma, chasa nima dawa gebe, chene pola urap selma, hara niju tutarai, shindu takporin selma, chase deni sunan kebe, shive tudayanda dema, Dana rola nijin sognam, jomba ture rajonema, chasa wani nishu, ayo, sawe ngage teba didang, chasa wani nishu sachik. Okay, so now we'll continue with the abbreviated prayers. So, can you see I've switched? Yes?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
good. So what do you want? You want Tibetan and phonetics or phonetics and English translation? Okay, we'll go with that. Onje tsuma pama joma la cha se lo cha sa joma tare pamo tu dara i jigun zama tunen denan tanje dama so a ike che la rabdu onje tsuma pama joma la cha se lo cha sa joma tare pamo tu dara i jigun zama tunen denan tanje dama so a ike che la rabdu onje tsuma pama joma la cha se lo cha se joma tare pamo tutara i jikun sama tune danan panche tema so a ike jera ra du onje tsuma pama joma la cha se lo cha se joma tare pamo tutara i jikun sama tune danan panche tema so a ike jera ra du onje tsuma pama jama la cha sa lo cha sa jama tare pamo tutara i jikun sama tene dana tanje dem so a ike jera ra du onje tsuma pama jama la cha sa lo cha sa jama tare pamo tutara i jikun sama tene dana tanje dem so a ike jera ra du onje tsuma pama jama la cha se lo cha se jama tare pamo tutara i jigun sama tune danan tanche tema so a ike chela rabdu onje tsuma pama jama la cha se lo cha se jama tare pamo tutara i jigun sama tune danan tanche tema so a ike chela rabdu onje tsuma pama jama la cha se lo cha se jama tare pamo tutara i jikun sama tene dana taje dama so a ike chera ra du onje tsuma pama jama la cha se lo cha se jama tare pamo tutara i jikun sama tene dana taje dama so a ike chera ra du onje tsuma pama Jomala Jazalo Chacha Joma Dareba Mo Tutara Ijikun Zama Tune Dana Dayanem So Ige Jarara Du Onje Tsuma Pama Jomala Chazalo Chacha Joma Dareba Mo Tutara Ijikun Zama Tune Dana Dayanem So Ige Jarara Du Onje Tsuma Pama Jomala Chazalo cha cha jama dane va mo tu ta ra i ji gu za ma tu ne da na da je da so i gi ja ra ra du on je zi ma pa ma jama la cha za lo cha cha jama dane va mo tu ta ra i ji gu za ma tu ne da na da je da so i gi ja ra ra du on je zi ma pa ma jama la cha za lo cha cha jama dane ba mo tu da ra i ji gu za ma tu ne da na da je da so a i ge ja ra ra du on je zi ma pa ma jama la cha sa lo cha cha jama dane ba mo tu da ra i ji gu za ma tu ne da na da je da ma so a i ge ja ra ra du onje tsuma pama jama la cha se lo cha cha jama dare ba mo tu tara i jigun za ma tu ne dana da je dam so i ge jara ra di onje tsuma pama jama la cha se lo cha cha jama dare ba mo tu tara i jigun za ma tu ne dana da je dam ma so i ge jara ra di onje tsuma pama jama la cha se lo cha cha jama dare ba mo tu tara i jigun za ma tu ne dana da je da ma so i ge ja ra ra du on je zi ma pa ma jama la cha se lo cha cha jama dare ba mo tu tara i jigun za ma tu ne dana da je da ma so i ge ja ra ra du on je zi ma pa ma jama la cha se lo cha cha jama dare ba mo tu tara i jigun za ma tu ne dana da je da ma so i ge ja ra ra du onje tsuma pama jama la cha sa lo cha cha jama dare ba mo tu dara i jigun sa ma tu ne dana da ge da ma so ha i ge che ra ra du. Okay, so maybe, I hope some of you, you're getting to memorize that naturally as we do it. That is something very good, you can then just, when we chant as a group, then, it's kind of nice, right? A nice tune. But when you're doing your own practice, you can just recite this like a mantra again and again. So just like, Vajrasattva mantra, when we do in group practice, it's a very nice chant. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Malupalaya Vajrasattva. It's quite nice. But at the end of the day, when you want to accumulate hundreds of thousands of these, then you're going to have to, pick up the pace. So remember that abbreviated praise, since some of you might be new, was given to the glorious Atisha Dipamkara by Aryatara herself in Tibet, when Atisha was given the advice to recite the Tara praises 10,000 times in a day, which of course would be impossible, I think, even if you stayed up 24 hours a day and recited nonstop. I don't think you could get to 10,000 of the full 21 Tara praises in a day. So this one is said to contain all the benefit of the full Tara praises. And, since it's just one stanza versus 21, we can do it in a lot quicker time. So I thought, a few times my mind, appeared the thought that it'd be very nice to accumulate 100,000 of this abbreviated praise. But yeah, hasn't quite happened yet. Okay. So that was the limb of prostration. With my body, speech, and mind, I devoutly prostrate. And next, the limb of offerings. So during different sessions, we'll be sort of meditating more on one of these. So we did the extensive rejoicing meditation last time. So this time, we can think more extensive way about the offerings. So now we offer, I offer all offerings, both real and imagined. So here, with the real offerings, we can think of the water bowls here, and then the lights, the incense, all the various, offerings that we've set out in our own houses, and then all the offerings that are being set out at the other FPMT centers in the world, at Rinpoche's various houses, and then all the other offerings at the other students, houses. We'll make offerings of all of these to all the numberless 10 direction Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha statues, stupas, and scriptures, as well as the prayer wheels, the relics, all the holy objects, thinking that they're all manifestations of our own virtuous friend. And we make these offerings not just once, but many, many, many times on behalf of all the sentient beings. So remembering that merit is the source of, material resources, yes, but also, we need merit for everything. So all the sentient beings now, why are we experiencing so much, poverty and, running out of oxygen, running out of the things that sustain life? Why are there, tremendous shortages of medicine? It's because sentient beings are utterly lacking in merit. So now we do this offering practice along with all the sentient beings we visualize around us, and think that they are going to reap the benefits of making offerings. Then all the imagined offerings. So here, really, the sky is the limit. So we think that, even if we've only offered one water bowl, then actually from that one water bowl, we can mentally pervade the entire universe, right? So the one water bowl becomes 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 120, and so forth. or one stick of incense, then pervades the entire universe. One light offering then comes to pervade the entire universe. Everything, the entire universe is filled with all of the 8 offerings, water for drinking, water for cleaning the feet, the flowers, incense, light offering, perfume, food, music. All of these pervade the entire realm of the universe. Then not only that, but we can be very creative. So also offering medicine, also offering Dharma texts, also offering retreat places, quiet places. Then of course offering the 8 auspicious symbols. So we have them here, in the background there, you can see, right? The 8 auspicious symbols. We can offer the 7 royal emblems, the precious horse, the precious minister, the precious queen, so forth, as you know from the mandala offering of 37 heaps. So basically everything that is, pleasing, that is useful, that is auspicious, that sentient beings need to sustain and promote life, we offer these not just once, but many, many, many times to the 10 direction of Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, statutes, super scriptures. And then, also in this imagined offerings, we can offer, countless wish-fulfilling jewels, wish-granting jewels, that then can provide any material thing that sentient beings need as well. So then we visualize the sentient beings around us offering countless wish-fulfilling jewels, so then also creating the cause for sentient beings, all the various sentient beings in the entire universe, to be able to receive very quickly whatever they need. Okay. So next, the limb of confession. All sins and offenses amassed from beginningless time, I confess. So now we think in particular, all the negative actions we've done in the past, the 10 unvirtues, the 5 uninterrupted negative karmas, all the broken vows, the pratimoksha vows, the bodhisattva vows, the tantric commitments that we've done, and especially all the negative actions done in relation to our virtuous friend. Seeing that these bring nothing but suffering in the future, seeing that these set up obstacles for us to achieve realizations, then we mentally turn away from doing these actions again in the future as best we can. Okay, next, rejoicing. So I rejoice in all the virtuous actions of all holy and ordinary beings. So now you can rejoice for your own merits, the merits of others, and in particular remembering all the tremendous merit that the bodhisattvas are accumulating every day, every minute, every second. And of course, rejoicing in the merits of the Buddhas who have completed the path to enlightenment. All gurus and Buddhas, please remain until samsara ends. So visualize offering a throne marked with a cross vajra, which absorbs into the guru, who accepts our request. And turn the wheel of Dharma for the sentient beings. Visualize offering countless Dhamma chakras, golden Dhamma chakras, which also then get absorbed in the guru, who accepts our request. All my virtues and those of all others I dedicate to the great enlightenment. Okay, so the mandala offering. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned Mount Meru, full of confidence, the sun and the moon. I imagine this is a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of my attachment, aversion, and ignorance, friends, enemies, strangers, and my body, wealth, and enjoyments, without any sense of loss, I offer this collection. Please accept it with pleasure and bless me with freedom from 3 poisons. Idam Guru Dana Mandala Kam Niratayami. So now we'll do these requests. So we're basically now requesting our Guru to purify our body, speech, and mind and grant us all the realizations of the path. So first, again, try to generate within your heart, from the depths of your heart, make requests to the Guru that you're visualizing in the crown of your head. And have no doubt that actually our Guru has the power to grant our request this very instant. Please bless me to purify all obscurations of my body so it will become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra body. So the Guru accepts our request. Visualize white light emanates from the Om at Aryatara's brow and curves in an arc to enter my brow. My body is purified completely of all obscurations. It becomes one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra body. So each step is the same, except we're slightly different place. But the most important thing is after that visualization, have complete confidence that all of your negative actions of body are completely purified. Next, we request, please bless me to purify all obscurations of my speech, so that it will become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra speech. The Guru accepts our request. Red light emanates from the Ah at Aryatara's throat and curves into an arc to enter my throat. My speech is completely pure of all obscurations and becomes one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra speech. Next request. Please bless me to purify all obscurations of my mind, so that will become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra mind. The Guru accepts our request. Then blue light emanates from the Hum at Aryatara's heart and curves in an arc to enter my heart. My mind is purified of all obscurations and becomes one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra mind. Next, we request, please bless me to purify all delusions and subtle obscurations to omniscience, so that my body, speech, and mind will become one with Guru Tara's holy Vajra, holy body, speech, and mind. The Guru accepts our request. Now visualize 3 colored beams emanate simultaneously from the Om An Hum syllables, curving in an arc and entering my 3 places, completely purifying all my delusions and subtle obscurations to omniscience. My body, speech, and mind become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy body, holy speech, and holy mind. My Guru dissolves into Aryatara, who melts into green light, which flows into me. Instantly, my wrong conception that I and other phenomena are self-existent, together with my dualistic mind and its views, disappear, becoming completely empty. Not even a trace of them remains. I concentrate one pointedly in this empty state with the wisdom that is indistinguishably one with Guru Tara's blissful, omniscient mind. Okay, so here we can pause and to the best of ability meditate on emptiness, right? So we do the dissolution of the Guru into our Aryatara into our heart. Then once Aryatara has absorbed into our heart, then we dissolve all the impure appearances. So what does that mean? So right now, as a sentient being, right, means someone who is not yet Buddha, then everything that appears to our sense consciousnesses appear that they are somehow separate from, independent from the mind, and exist from the side of the object. So whether it's a table, chair, the house, everything that we see with our eyes, everything that appears to our ears, appears in this mistaken way. It appears to be truly existent from the side of the object. So now, all of those impure appearances dissolve into emptiness. So then, your mind that realizes this is indistinguishably one. Ooh.
Benjamin? Benjamin, your video is off. can continue to chant Tara mantras.
Okay, sorry about that. My computer ran out of battery actually. So it helps you, we're just dissolving all the appearances into emptiness. So, you know, my computer shuts off. So that was, yeah, anyway, unintentional. Let me get to the, so Shanti, I would like to share screen. It says only the host can share in this meeting.
Yes, go ahead and
Sorry. Okay. So out of that emptiness, then my wisdom
Venerable, is your
manifests.
video on?
Well, I'm now using another device which doesn't allow me to have both. It's either screen share or my video.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Thank you. Then out of that emptiness, my wisdom manifests instantly as Aryatara's holy body, seated upon a lotus and moon cushion. So, sorry, now here, if you receive the initiation, then you can manifest as Aryatara. If not, just do this in the space in front. And my heart is another lotus and moon upon which in the center stands the syllable Tam, surrounded in a clockwise direction by the syllables of the mantra, Om Tari Tutari Turi Soha. The Tam and the mantra are manifestations of Guru Tara's holy mind, with which my mind is totally united. So now we have these three visualizations that will combine with the mantra recitation. So, yeah. First, green light radiates from all the letters, spreading in every direction to purifies the negative karma, goes to illusions, and subtle obscurations to omniscience of all sentient beings who become Tara. Okay, so bearing that visualization in mind, then recite the mantra, and then, yeah, we're almost out of time already, unfortunately. So we'll do this for maybe 5 minutes, and then for about a third of the time, you can do the first and then cycle through the other two visualizations. Om Tari Tutari Turi So, Om Tari Tutari Turi So, Om Tari Tutari. Om Tari Tutari Turi So, Om Tari. Om Tari Tutari Turi So, Om Tari. Om Tari Tari Turi So Om Tari Turi. Om Tari Tari Turi So Om Tari Tari Turi So Om Tari Turi So. Om Tari Turi So. So now just rest in that awareness that now, due to having recited the mantra, due to having, absorbed all the blessings of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, that you are now completely pure of all obscurations and have received all the qualities, the enlightened qualities of the holy body, speech, and mind of all the Buddhas. Okay, so now dedication. May I quickly become Guru Arya Tara and lead each and every sentient being into an enlightened state because of these merits. May the Supreme Jewel Bodhicitta that has not yet arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not decrease, but increase more and more. Okay. So, sorry about the technical difficulties. So I know our time is up, but I hope you all have time that we can go a little bit over and recite the prayers together. Yes, if you have to leave, then that's also okay. But yeah, please, it's very good to recite the Kingdom prayers on a daily basis. Even better to memorize it. Even better to embody all of these aspirations and actually do it. So, we got to start somewhere. So this particularly is very good to do for people who have passed away. So we can think of the, of course, the thousands of people who are dying and have died due to coronavirus, but more generally speaking, then, there's countless beings in the bardo right now that are, in between state, between two rebirths. And so for all of them to be reborn in the pure land of the Buddha, where they can achieve enlightenment, or at the very least, to attain a perfect human rebirth, meet with a perfect guru, and meet with the Mahayana teachings and achieve enlightenment in their very next lifetime, then we're going to recite this prayer for them. So you should all have the King of Prayers. It was available in a download. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri, You lions among humans gone to freedom in the present, past, and future, in the worlds of 10 directions. To all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas, visualized as real, I bow down. On every atom are Buddhas, and those as atoms. Each of them is a host of Bodhisattvas, and I am confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With infinite oceans of praise for you and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of the Buddhas and celebrate all you gone to bliss. Beautiful flowers, regal garments, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense, I offer to you, victorious ones. Fine dress and fragrant perfume. Sandalwood, powder, hitas, Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array, I offer to you, victorious ones. With transcendent offering spirits and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done, with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and confusion, all these I openly lay bare before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice, and all the positive potential of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of 10 directions, of solitary realizers here still training, and those beyond, and all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of the worlds in 10 directions, who have attained a Buddhist omniscience through the stages of awakening. All you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request you who have not actualized parinirvana, please stay with us for eons and the atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight positive potential I may have created, by paying homage, offering, and acknowledging my faults, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for full awakening. May you Buddhas now living in the worlds of 10 directions, and all you gone to freedom in the past accept my offerings. May those yet not yet arisen quickly perfect their minds, awakening as fully enlightened ones. May all worlds in 10 directions be entirely pure and vast. May they be filled with bodhisattvas surrounding Buddhas gathered beneath the Bodhi tree. May as many beings exist in 10 directions, be all as well and happy. May all samsaric beings live in accord with the Dharma, and may every Dharma wish be fulfilled. Remembering my past lives and all varieties of existence, may I practice the Bodhisattva way, and thus, in each cycle of death, migration, and birth, may I always abandon the householder's life. Then, following the footsteps of all the Buddhas and perfecting the practice of Bodhisattva, may I always act without error or compromise, with ethical discipline, faultless and pure. May I teach the Dharma in the language of the gods, in every language of spirits and nagas, of humans and of demons, and in the voice of every form of being. May I be gentle-minded, cultivating 6 paramitas, and never forget bodhicitta. May I completely cleanse out omission, every negativity, and all that obscures his awakening mind. May I traverse all my lives in this world, free of karma, affliction, and interfering forces, just as the lotus blossom is undisturbed by the water's wave, just as the sun and moon move unhindered through the sky. May I ease the suffering in lower realms and in the many directions and dimensions of the universe. May I guide all wanderers in samsara to the pure bliss of awakening and be of worthy benefit to them as well. May I practice constantly for eons to come, perfecting the activities of awakening, acting in harmony with the varied dispositions of beings, showing the ways of the Bodhisattva. May I always have the friendship of those whose path is like mine, and with body, words, and also mind, we practice together the same aspirations and activities. May I always meet a spiritual mentor, and never displease the excellent friend who wishes deeply to help me and expertly teaches the Bodhisattva way. May I always directly see the Buddhas, masters encircled by Bodhisattvas, and without pause or discouragement for eons to come, may I make extensive offerings to them. May I hold within me the Buddha's genuine Dharma, illuminate everywhere the teachings that awaken, embody the realizations of the Bodhisattva, and practice ardently in all future eons. While circling through all states of existence, may I become an endless treasure of good qualities, skillful means, wisdom, samadhi, and liberating stabilizations, gathering limitless pristine wisdom and positive potential. On one atom I shall see Buddha fields, numberless as atoms, inconceivable Buddhas among bodhisattvas in every field, practicing the activities of awakening. Perceiving this in all directions, I dive into an ocean of Buddha fields, each an ocean of 3 times Buddhas in the space of a wisp of a hair. So I too will practice for an ocean of eons. Thus, I'm continually immersed in the speech of the Buddhas, expression that reveals an ocean of quality in one word, the completely pure eloquence of all the Buddhas, communication suited to the very tendencies of beings. With strength of understanding, I plunge into the infinite enlightened speech of the Dharma of all Buddhas and through time gone to freedom, who continually turn the wheel of Dharma methods. I shall experience in one moment such vast activity of all future eons, and I'll enter into all eons of the three times in but a fraction of a second. In one instant, I shall see all those awakened beings, past, present, and future lines among humans, and with the power of illusion-like stabilization, I'll constantly engage in their inconceivable activity. I shall manifest upon one single atom, the array of pure lands, present, past, and future. Likewise, I shall enter the array of pure Buddha fields in every direction without exception. I shall enter the very presence of all my guides, those lights of this world who are yet to appear, those sequentially turning the wheels of complete awakening, those who reveal nirvana, final perfect peace. May I achieve the swift power of swift magical emanation, the power to lead to the great vehicle for every approach, the power of always beneficial activity, the power of love pervading all realms, the power of love of all surpassing positive potential, the power of supreme knowledge unobstructed by discrimination, and through the powers of wisdom, skillful means, and samadhi, may I achieve the perfect power of awakening, purifying the power of all contaminated actions, crushing the power of disturbing emotions at their root, diffusing the power of interfering forces. I shall perfect the power of the Bodhisattva practice. May I purify an ocean of worlds. May I free an ocean of beings. May I clearly see an ocean of Dharma. May I realize an ocean of pristine wisdom. May I purify an ocean of activities. May I fulfill an ocean of aspirations. May I make offering to an ocean of Buddhas. May I practice without discouragement for an ocean of eons. To awaken fully through this Bodhisattva way, I shall fulfill without exception all the diverse aspirations of the awakening practice of all Buddhas gone to freedom in the three times everywhere. In order to practice exactly as the wise one called Samatavajra on embracing good, the elder brother of the sons and daughters of the Buddhas, I completely dedicate all this goodness. Likewise, may I dedicate, just as skillful Samatavajra, with pure body, speech, and mind, pure actions, and pure Buddha fields. I shall give rise to the aspirations of Manjushri for this Bodhisattva practice of all embracing good. To perfect these practices without discouragement or pause in all future eons, may my pure activities be endless, my good qualities boundless, and through abiding in immeasurable activity, may I actualize infinite emanations. Limitless is the end of space. Likewise, limitless are living beings. Thus, limitless are karma and afflictions. May my aspirations reach be limitless as well. One may offer to the Buddhas all wealth and adornments of infinite worlds in 10 directions, and one may offer during eons some of the atoms of the world, even the greatest happiness of gods and humans. But whoever hears this extraordinary aspiration and longing for highest awakening, gives rise to faith just once, creates far more precious positive potential. Those who make this heartfelt aspiration for the Bodhisattva way will be free of all low rebirths, free of harmful companions, and will quickly see Amitabha, infinite light. And even in this very human life, they'll be nourished by happiness and all conducive circumstances without waiting long. They'll become just like Samantabhadra himself. Those who give voice to this extraordinary aspiration will quickly and completely purify the 5 boundless harmful actions created under the power of ignorance. Blessed with supreme knowledge, excellent body, family, attributes, and appearance, they will be invincible to vast interfering forces and misleading teachers, and all the 3 worlds will make offerings, going quickly to the noble Bodhi tree, and sitting there to benefit sentient beings, subduing all interfering forces, they will fully awaken and turn the great wheel of Dharma. Have no doubt that complete awakening is a fully ripened result, comprehended only by a Buddha, of holding in mind by teaching, reading, or reciting this aspiration of the Bodhisattva practice. In order to train just like the hero Manjushri, who knows reality as it is, and just like Samantabhadra as well, I completely dedicate all this goodness just as they did. With that dedication, which is praised as the greatest by all the Buddhas gone to freedom in the 3 times, I too dedicate all my roots of goodness for the attainments of the Bodhisattva practice. When the moment of my death arrives, by eliminating all obscurations and directly perceiving Amitabha, may I go immediately to Sukhavati, pure land of great joy. Having gone to Sukhavati, may I actualize the meaning of these aspirations, fulfilling them all without exception, for the benefit of beings for as long as this world endures. Born from an extremely beautiful superlative lotus, in this joyful land, the Buddha's magnificent mandala, may I receive a prediction of my awakening directly from the Buddha Amitabha. Having received the fiction there, may I create vast benefit for beings throughout the 10 directions with a billion emanations by the power of wisdom. Through even the small virtue I have accumulated by offering this prayer, the Bodhisattva practice, may all the positive aspirations of beings be fulfilled in an instant through creating limitless positive potential. By dedicating this prayer of Samatha Vajra's deeds, may all beings drowned in the torrent of suffering enter the presence of Amitabha. Through this king of aspirations, which is the greatest of the sublime, helping infinite wanderers in samsara, through the accomplishment of the scripture dazzling with Samatha Vajra's practice, may suffering realms be utterly emptied of all beings. Okay. So we have now the dedication list. From Root Institute. So I'm not going to read out the whole thing. But please dedicate not only the merit that we've created in our session here today, but all the 3-time merit accumulated by ourselves, as well as the merit accumulated over the 3 times by the numberless sentient beings and numberless Buddhas, for the long and healthy lives of our gurus, our holy gurus, particularly His Holiness Dalai Lama, Lamas of Rinpoche, Gen Shui Rinpoche, Circumstantial Rinpoche, Ken Rinpoche, Geshe Chuni, and Kansara Rinpoche. And then for the long and healthy lives of all our Dharma teachers, Geshe Sherab, including Geshe Sherab, Geshe Tenzin Dorje, Geshe Rodu Damdu, Venerable Sangha Kadro, Venerable Olivier Rossi, Venerable Tenzin Namjang, Venerable Vina Kurtin, Venerable Tenzin Gaje, Venerable Tupten Kando, and Venerable Tenzin Mexok, and to the quick enlightenment of all of our kind benefactors, means the benefactors of Root Institute, and may all of their Dharma wishes be fulfilled in accordance with the Dharma. And then we also dedicate for all those with health issues, in particular, Chunu, which some of you know. He was the owner of the general store in Bodh Gaya. He is currently on a respirator. And also Natalie, or Natu, who has been struggling with cancer and is now recovering from a jaw surgery. Then we also dedicate for all those who recently passed away, including Elaine Sengelman, Shanbag, and Narashimhan. And then all the names that we've been given from the beginning of this session that started on the first day of Saka Dawa. And then for all the Dharma projects, particularly all the FMT projects here in India, may they be successful in helping the Holy Dharma be reestablished in the land of its origin, India. Okay, so thank you. We went a little bit over time. So thank you very much for participating in these sessions. And yeah, thank you. We're here every day except Wednesday at the usual time, 7 o'clock Indian time. And then on Wednesday, we have it at 2 p.m. Indian time. So thank you, everyone. Please stay safe and please do what you can to benefit sentient beings in your daily life in ways big and small. Thank you very much.